Well, I had two history of the hymns tonight, and I couldn't figure out what to do. And then the last minute, we sent the slides to Miss Terry. So turn to 421. You know the old Christmas song very well. I found some interesting notes about this old song, the first Noel. And that word Noel, I've mentioned it before, but I dug into it a little deeper today. It's actually made up of two words. Of course, N-O, which we know is no, but notice the E-L at the end, which is very interesting in the Hebrew language because Noel is claimed to have a Latin origin, and it means birthday. And the second is that Noel is a contraction of the Hebrew word nalad, which comes from the Hebrew word yalad. I know you're thinking, boy, I'm so blessed to know all that. But it means to give birth. It means to bear, to bring forth, to beget a son. But the E-L on the end is interesting. You'll remember that one of the names of God was Elohim. And so that E-L always points to deity. So the word literally means, when you put it all together, beget a son to deity. Isn't that good? Beget. And by the way, no false religion anywhere has any such teaching or doctrine of God becoming flesh and dwelling among us. Now, the French kind of had a way of looking at this too. And the French, they would put the two dots above the E under the E-L. And they derived it, of course, from a Latin word that meant news. So the song, they think, is about a crier, in this case an angel, spreading the good news about the Noel, God's Son being brought forth. Means the same thing. This is one of the oldest Christmas hymns that we have. It originated in Cornwall, which is in southwest England. And we think this song, this Christmas carol or hymn, goes back to the Proto-Renaissance, the period before the Renaissance. That would be the 13th or 14th century that this song actually goes back. You'll notice in your hymnal, it just says Old English Carol there on the left. See that? And it does say on the side, Traditional Melody, W. Sandy Christmas carols. I'll talk about that in a moment because I found out about that. But anyway, back in the 13th and 14th century, they had what they called miracle plays. It was the earliest form of theater and came about during that time. The plays portrayed famous Bible stories, and the story of Jesus' birth was prominent among these miracle plays from way back in that 13th and 14th century time frame. But it's thought to have originated through one of these miracle plays. Perhaps it was written for a play or simply inspired by one of these miracle plays. Either way, it took on a vibrant life of its own beyond the stage. The citizens of Cornwall would sing the carol in streets outside of churches, and the unique and beautiful song would latch onto all who heard it, its melody bringing joy and its lyrics bringing hope. The first Noel, the song, survived all of those years and spread across the earth for centuries before being transcribed in 1823. It was published within a collection of carols simply called Some Ancient Christmas Carols. That was the name of the book. The London publication sparked new life in the carol and inspired Davis Gilbert, and you see the name there, William Sandys, to truly breathe new life into the ancient song. Sandys constructed a new arrangement for the carol, while Gilbert added new lyrics, or added to the lyrics that they had. They're credited with bringing the song into the modern era, and no doubt they'd be overjoyed to know that we're singing it all this time later. But it was written in a way to express the excitement and wonder of Christmas. Hundreds of years ago, during a time without internet or telephones, the people of Cornwall sang it in the streets, as we mentioned, as a way to spread hope and joy. The world may look very differently today, but we still gather to sing the song for the same reasons. The song is a testament to the fact that no matter what the earth looks like, no matter how time passes, the encouraging story of Jesus will always connect with the hearts that are desperate for him. Let's sing it. It's First Noel 421. The first Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields where they lay, in fields where they lay, keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel, and by the light of that same star, 3 wise men came from country far to seek for a king was their intent, and to follow the star wherever it went. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. This star drew nigh to the northwest, o'er Bethlehem it took its rest, and there it did both stop and stay, right over the place where Jesus lay. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. Then entered in those wise men 3, full reverently on their knee, and offered